you'd be seeing gangs in blackface, and then they would like ask you to pose for a photo with them, which was just so utterly bizarre.
When you went into a room, people stared at you. People came up and touched your hair, you know. They just felt like they had a right, because you were different, they had a right to come and touch your hair or touch your skin.
I remember like constantly being stopped in the street. Like you'd have fully grown adults like pulling your hair and like kind of touching you as if you're kind of like some sort of weird creature that they'd never seen before.
It's when kind of people started to be like, oh, those Nigerians, and I was kind of bristling, being like, what's wrong with Nigerians? Like, I'm part Nigerian, you know, and then people would be like, oh, but you're not, you're white, like.
I do remember one time when I was about 16, 17, I had a girlfriend, and I was going out with her for about 4 or 5 months, and I found it strange that I had never been to her house, and she came out and told me this is because her mother and father weren't into black people and didn't like black people, so that's why, so I never met them.
So it wasn't really until, you know, I was already into my 20s when I was able to fully come to terms and be comfortable with by saying I'm mixed race. It can be a lengthy process, which is something for other people, which is obviously just instantaneous.
I think being a musician, people potentially kind of assumed that I was identifying with this part of my background because it was cool, you know, which I think was more of an onus on them in regards to kind of fetishizing or kind of objectifying or reducing race and blackness as this kind of cool thing.
Even when you went away to England, you still weren't considered Irish because I didn't have red hair and freckles. It's like, you can't really be Irish. Where are you really from? Cork.
The question of, you're not really Irish, where are you really from? And you get that here. And I think you kind of come to the point where it's not an offensive thing. You're just going, well, actually I'm a bit of this, and it's okay to ask that. It kind of depends. Sometimes you can get an idea of how people are asking, like what's their tone, what's the energy, like why do they want to know? And
I think what we need to do a little bit better is at pointing to people who are racist and saying, you know, that's not an okay opinion to hold. There's no place for that in 2017 in Ireland.
Everyone has different life experiences. Some are good, some are bad. Mine just happened to be okay. Not painted all flowers and roses. There have been bad times as well. But in general, it's been fairly good.